Hello Galactic family. Dear people, I am the voice of Mother Earth. I carry you through the journey of this, your human life. Feel me in your bones, in your flesh, in all the cells of your body. I supply the building blocks of your human body. However, I am not only present in you on the physical plane, I am also an energetic being that is very old. I have a soul energy, a spiritual life, and as soon as you are born on the skin of my body, I endow you with my energy, the energy of the earth. The energy of me, of the earth, moves along with those who live on me, that is all humanity. My energy is receptive to yours. I absorb it, learn from it, and try to give to you what is supportive and good for you. In my heart, I am free and not subject to duality, which is why I can feel what people need on an energetic level. My heart energy is present in your body and is naturally directed toward balance. Your body and mine are linked energetically and we form a whole. I just said that in my being, in my core, I am not bound to duality. However, earthly life itself in the plants, the animals, and the humans is subject to duality. There is birth and death, disease, health, youth, old age. Emotions of love and light, and emotions of despair and fear. These are all aspects of life on me. But in myself, in my core, I am free of all that and, so, I allow all that to happen. Feel who I am in my essence. I am a part of the cosmos as a whole, but I consent to my role as a carrier of humanity. I accompany you on your path, but I cannot take over for you. That which is specifically your task, that which is to be fulfilled by humanity as a whole and toward which it is to grow, is something for you to do. You, humankind in its entirety, carry special powers of creation, the ability to create and bring something new into being. I want to give to you the opportunity to do that, even if it means that you sometimes succumb to duality and can no longer feel you are essentially free of it. But know that you, as a soul, are free of birth and death. Know that you are eternal, even though you often lose connection with that feeling while living on earth. But I can give that essential feeling back to you if only you will trust me. I am not the one who submerges you in duality. It is the veil of fear created by humanity, the ignorance, the loss of self that makes life on earth so difficult at times. But this has not always been the case. There have been times on earth when there were communities of people who lived in total peace and harmony with themselves and with nature. And just now, in the meditation, some of you recognized and felt such a life. A life in which you felt naturally welcome on earth, both as a child and as a person, and also as the soul who you are. There is often a kind of schizophrenia that immediately happens when you begin earthly life. A split between who you really are and what the people in your environment expect from you, or force onto you, often because of their own fear and uncertainty. And from the beginning, there is that gap between what you feel and what you should feel. Between what you are free to do and what is expected of you. However, you have led lives on earth in which your entry was much smoother. When you could be more intimate with your soul's energy while you were growing up and were even encouraged to do so with gentleness and joy. In those lives and communities, there was also a kind of discipline, but it was one of a gentle hand that was in harmony with human nature. Children in those societies were trained to take their inner world seriously. They were taught to listen to their emotions honestly and openly, to listen to the voices they heard inside themselves, their fears and prejudices. That is the sign of a very mature society, a society where the inner world of people is taken very seriously. Now, at this time, the fixation of society is almost entirely on the outer world, on knowledge that makes it possible to make, build, and organize things, or to analyze and order things with the mind. But all these activities are outwardly focused. The attention on the inner reality, which is actually the creator of the external reality, the outer world, has been lost but not quite. There are still traces in me of the ancient communities and societies in which people lived with love for their natural involvement with one another, from knowledge of the soul and an inner reality. The traces of those communities and those societies are still present in my energetic field, the energetic field of the earth. And even though they are physically gone from the earth's surface, they still live on in my memory and in the collective memory of humankind. I would ask you to refresh the memory of humanity by reminding yourself what it was like to be born in such a community surrounded by kindred spirits and, of course, from a connection with your inner being, your core, your soul. Feel how light-hearted life can then be. There are still painful events, such as the death of loved ones, experiences of loss and pain, and also miscommunication, but that all happens against a backdrop of peace, understanding, and security. Growing up among like-minded people gives one a deep sense of security, of acceptance, and the ability to develop freely. Feel again how that was. Maybe you see images of the community of which you were part at another time. And concentrate equally on who you were then, on the energy that you radiated and the obvious sense of well-being that you had. You could be open to other people and to your surroundings, because you were based in yourself. You felt good about yourself. You never doubted that there was a space especially for you. That you had something to contribute to the whole. That was simply a given, and everyone knew that. Feel how you received exactly what you needed, the empowerment from your environment. There were people around you who understood you and who gave you valuable advice. And above all, they projected an atmosphere of harmony and wisdom. See this now as a very special gift that you received in the past. You are the founders of this energy, this form of community and being together. The creators of that energy in this time. However, it is now no longer taken for granted to be growing up from such a foundation of safety, yet you carry the memory of it in your heart. You carry the memory of a life full of harmony in which you can develop your spiritual gifts naturally, your love, your sense of beauty, your creativity, your warmth. You are meant to plant that light as a seed on the earth, that experience you know from the past, and to carry it forward. In a way, it was intended, as light workers, that you are now thrown back upon yourself. That you can no longer be part of a natural web of security and belonging to a peer group. Your soul knew you would inherit a difficult task and, because of that, it was intended for you to have received this energy of warmth and encouragement in the past so you can give it to places where that energy is now not present. That is the essence of light work, for you to ignite the light where light does not now shine, but first of all within yourself. Because only if you know how to be secure within yourself can you safely create the situation that once existed naturally. Then you can also be a light for others, and that happens naturally of itself. The important thing is to create the space of nurturance, first and foremost, by being true to yourself. And I ask you to do so now. I ask you to truly look with respect at yourself right now. Feel how old you really are and how often you have already lived on earth as a human being. You have digested and integrated all those experiences of light and experiences of deep darkness. Take yourself seriously. Respect your maturity. You sometimes find that you are just like small children who no longer know what to do, who see no way out. But the time has passed that there might appear a teacher who is going to tell you what you should do. Now is the time to dare to stand by yourself. the time to truly look within and to see what treasures lie there that you have already accumulated through all those lives. There is now no longer that nurturing presence of a community that understands and protects you. In that sense, you stand alone. But that is part of your path and your evolution. You can now do it alone, you truly can. It is about believing in yourself. Connect with my core, with my heart that is independent of time, of birth and death. I was there in all those lives when you lived on me. Feel your timeless core as well. You already know so much. You already are so rich inside. Connect with your own light and feel it flow through you. Feel it flow throughout your body from your toes to your fingertips. Feel your feet firmly planted on the ground. You are a powerful human being, and we need you. You can refresh the memory of humankind. You can recall a vibration of harmony and love that is now so necessary, that is now missed by so many. You have knowledge of the inner world of people and of yourself. You are familiar with the depth of feelings and you can accept what is in people's lives. And in so doing, you bring your love and security into this world of fear and doubt, and that is your calling. I will work with you. The energy of the ancient communities of light can now be spread all over the world. It is no longer the intention that small islands of harmony and peace be formed. The intention now is that everything be included, which is why you are spread out all over the world. First, through standing alone, but then through connections and networks that have emerged will you gradually again begin to live as kindred spirits, but now all-encompassing and including all. At this time, there is so much change going on that islands are no longer enough. It is now time for a global awakening. And even though it sometimes seems an impossible task, believe in yourself. You have seeds within you, germs of light. Dare to sow them and make them visible. That is your task. That is who you are, believe in it. Thank you for your attention. Earth,